Guys, what's going on? My name is Ryan. I trade ETFs and I like to make videos to show some of the technical analysis that I'm seeing in the market. Today we've got USOIL and let's get started on this analysis. Here on the daily, we can see that I drew a fib level here from this ultimate low to this ultimate high up here, and we can see that we're currently being supported here at the 61.8% fib level. Many people are calling out a head and shoulders. I can definitely see that rationale. It looks like a complex head and shoulders. Complex head and shoulders are marked by two shoulders on each side of the head instead of just the typical one. And I definitely do see that here. We have our left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right shoulder. So we could definitely see a breakdown here. I'd be looking at, if we do break down below the 61.8% level, I can easily see a move to 38.2 as a logical ending price. However, I can also kind of see a ascending wedge pattern going on here. Very loose ascending wedge, I guess I would say. We have an A, B, C, D, E, and from this, our E would mark our ending price, and we would probably shoot lower because price falls down into the pattern. From the 2 hour, or from the daily, let's go to the 2 hour. So on the 2 hour chart, a couple things to note right off the bat is this long-term support line right here running the length of this right here, and long-term resistance line running the length right here. As far as the resistance go, we got rejected off of it once, twice, 3 times. And as far as support goes, we were supported off of it once, twice, 3, and potentially 4 times now. I'd be interested to see what happens from this anymore. There's a lot of people on both sides, and I would like to provide as equal a case as I possibly can given what I'm seeing in the charts. Another thing to note right off the bat is this time level here. I just drew it from the high right here to the low, and every one after this is an equidistant time fib level, and our next one would come right about here. Another interesting thing to note is that the middle of these time fibs are fairly important. We can see that we are basically in the middle right here, and we see a major reversal come across. Let's see if we can find another one. We can see here in the middle right here, we have a massive drop down. And in the middle here, we can see kind of a continuation move. We stall sideways for a while right here in the middle of this. And over here, we kind of stall sideways right in the middle of this one. So the middle of the trend is very important. And right now we are in the middle of the trend as well, or in the middle of these time fibs, I guess. So I have that marked right here. And this is the best example of a top right here falling right in the center that I have. However, I've been saying for a long time that I think that this is a falling wedge, and I have several facts to support that. First of all, I just wanted to note where I got these measured moves from. The measured moves are outlined by these blue dotted lines, and they come from right here. So the first one is our pole up here, and the second one is our high to our first support line, and we can see these come out over here. So these will be my measured moves. I don't know where they will come true. For example, if these are my measured moves and price comes into this pattern, it would only be half of the measured move, and we won't know if it will reach that ultimate location until it finally does. I might be, doubting myself for a while here as we come into this sideways action, but ultimately, a lot of times, price does move up to reach this measured move, and I've showed that in several videos that I've had. So with this in mind, wanted to take a look at the previous breakout point right here. See, this is our apex, the point where we originally draw our pole, and we see this here in the example chart over here. This is our breakout, this is our apex point, and so I drew this blue line here from the point of breakout all the way up to the top, and I brought this down to the apex of this descending wedge here, and it looks like you're supposed to do that over here on the example chart as well. Second one goes from our high down to our first swing low, our A, and we bring this one over to our breakout point instead of the apex, and this marks our ultimate target, which I've outlined here in this purple box here, set target right here. And as far as the actual pattern itself goes, we see a support line right here that's been touched once, twice, 3, and you call this 4 times now, and a resistance level that's been touched once, twice, 3, 4 times now. And as far as the movement inside this goes, you're supposed to draw an A, B, C, D, E pattern, and I see this A, B, C, D, E. E is supposed to be the bottom, and it would make sense because our support line comes down to touch the bottom of our longer term channel right here. This is a very key level to hold. If we were to just blast right through this, this would be extremely bearish. However, we haven't. We've been supported, and we've actually come right up and hit our resistance line, but instead of being rejected right away, we are kind of flagging out. The difference between this flag and previous flags is we kind of downtrend into it. We downtrend into this as well. However, we're basically remaining very flat, and therefore I think that this is a flag and fairly common to see before a breakout. And therefore, taking all that into perspective, for the bull case, I am definitely bullish. I just think that it's easier to be a bull at these levels. As far as downside goes, there is significant downside. However, that downside is on a much larger time frame, like the daily or weekly chart. And the bullish case, presents a very nice risk-reward perspective on the shorter-term charts, like the 2-hour. And if I can scalp a UWT or DWT or 3 times ETFs from 44 to 49, that's a very nice gain for me there. That would be $12 gain. Since this is $4 here, it would be $12 in the other one. And given the fact that we are in the center of this time, equidistant time lengths here, this further strengthens my idea that we will see movement in one direction or the other in the near-term future. Have your stop losses set. If we do decide just to reject and waterfall down like we have in the past here, we've done it 3 times, 1, 2, 3. I have a stop loss set here, and I'll take a small loss on that, and will admit I was wrong. On the 1 hour, do I have anything? On the 1 hour, this is going back to previous analysis I've done. I have hard support down here and a divergence in the stochastic and CCI. I have a higher low here and a higher low here. As price makes a lower low, this probably led to the short-term pop right here. As far as the bear case goes, I see a potential head and shoulders here on the 15-minute with this left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We are being supported here by this black line, but it is weak support, as there has been not a ton of consolidation on the way up here. If we break down below it, I can see us coming down and setting a double bottom about 45 cents lower than we are right now. And then I think that that might be the ultimate bull move upwards higher. I just don't see enough volume coming into this move right now. So for a 15-minute chart representing maybe a day or two into next week, I can see us falling a little bit further before my more medium-term theory that we will move higher plays out. So this has been my analysis on US oil on the short-term, medium-term, and long-term timeframes. And I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe for weekly updates. It really helps me out a lot. And I wish you the best of luck in trading US oil next week. Happy Father's Day.